Hello, future interns. My name is Rebecca, and here at C.C.T, we provide clients with the necessary tools and resources to help them reach their personal and professional goals. Upon starting your internship, you will receive a green folder. Please familiarize yourself with the information inside. Okay, so today we are going to go over the employment readiness class. So here is week 1. These are the classes that the clients will attend. And during week 2, these are the classes they will attend. Today, we will show you how to create folders for orientation for our clients. After our clients have finished filling out their paperwork, the next step is to create their folder. Clients will receive either a blue or a red label. Blue indicates clients who are re-entry, which is not work first. So they are not receiving TANF benefits, which is temporary assistance for needy families. Anyone who is part of the Work First program will receive a red label. All clients receive a 2018 sticker. So let me show you. When you're making the folders, we're going to pretend that this client is part of the Work First program. Red label goes across the top. Also, 2018 sticker goes also across the top. Fold it. That way, the 2018 is on either side. Also, inside the folder, anything that requires a signature from our client or personal information will go on the left-hand side. All other forms will go on the right-hand side. So today, guys, we're gonna go over graduation folders. Graduation is every other Friday, and it's for our clients who have completed the employment readiness class. So we're just gonna show you what documents go in for our clients. There are specific documents that you need to make sure are on the right-hand side versus the left-hand side. So, and keep in mind, guys, everything that's in this packet, the clients are already going to be familiar with because they've gone over it within the employment readiness classes. So, brochure, federal bonding program, work opportunity tax credit, a brochure on C.C.T, as well as the 3 others, which is a reference for them to answer the conviction question, as well as their certificate and a copy of their certificate. Here is their Fresh Start goals. This is what they fill out during orientation, and their resume. Here is a letter of explanation, their 30-second commercial, as well as the answer to the conviction question. Once again, these last few have been filled out by the client. And then on the left-hand side, a thank you card, a pad, as well as a pen, which we always give them because when they are out job searching, it's gonna be very handy to have something to write with and on if they have to take down any numbers or any names. Here is just some next steps after graduation that the clients can focus on. Here is a job search log, but also a how-to guide as far as filling out the job search logs and the class schedule for our Working Smart program, which helps the client with soft skills. So how to handle stress, or difficulties on the job with employers or coworkers. But guys, one thing that I also want you to know, and what is a great reference in case you ever forget, because this is a lot of information. This black binder here, which you will be shown where it is kept, is a great guide and will show you everything that goes in the orientation folders, the graduation folders, quick talks. So if you ever forget, you can always reference this video, but also this binder here because it shows you all the documents that you will need. Let's go over how to use the copier next. So you'll notice when you first walk up, it is going to require you to enter the account ID. 1974, and then you're going to hit login down on the bottom. So also too, guys, you will notice face up, so the document, whatever the front of it is, it's going to go just like that. Now if you are just making regular copies, hit the copy option. This is where you can indicate to the machine if you want one copy or more than one, you would just simply type it in there. And then after everything is inputted, you just hit the start button down at the bottom. But also too, what if you had a document that is two-sided? So with this one, same process. Notice we're still in the same screen, but where it says one-sided, I'm going to hit that button. And notice it has the option for two-sided here. So if you have a two-sided document, you would just simply press that, and then once again, your big start button on the bottom, so that way you can print two-sided documents. There's going to be one more thing that I also want to show you is how to scan documents to certain recipients' computers. So let's go ahead. We'll hit the home button. So to do that, you're going to hit the send option. So first you'll notice that you have everyone's name, but notice the little icons, the email icon. If you choose these options, the document's going to be sent to that person's email. But also we have a different option. Notice the icons now have changed. So this is going to be sent to their home screen. So basically it comes through already as a document, whereas if we sent it to their email, they would have to then download the document. So we just simply choose who we're sending to. You can send to more than one, so we've got our recipients there. Then we want to do quick setup. Once again, this is where we can specify if we're doing a one-sided document or a two-sided document. Oh, excuse me, two-sided up here. And once again, we do have a document that is two-sided, so I'm going to choose that option. And then let's come over to the next tab. So this is going to be an important feature here, file separation. The reason I want to do file separation is because I have two separate documents. So you turn it on. And also too, right here, you want to have this say to, because one of the documents is, once again, two-sided. So guys, one thing that I want to point out, only because it confused me at first, is we're not putting two here because we have two separate documents. We're selecting two because one of the documents is two-sided. So just wanted to point that out in case that got a little confusing. So after that, we can just simply hit OK, and then come over to Advanced Setup. So this is where you're going to be able to name the file. Whatever it is you're sending, LifeWorks intake form, you can just type a name here, and then after you're finished, you would hit OK. But once everything is entered, you, just like with everything else, hit the big blue start button at the bottom. So today we're going to go over Quick Talks. We're going to show you one, and keep in mind Quick Talks are for individuals who walk in inquiring about our services. Also, you will follow some of the employees on Quick Talks as well. So hello sir, what brings you in today?
I'm looking for some employment.
Okay, have you heard about our program?
No, I just got out of jail. My parole officer sent me here.
Okay, so we're the Center for Community Transitions, and we work with formerly incarcerated individuals to help them transition back into society. So upon starting the program, you will be given a client advisor who this person will pretty much walk you through the process and help you with the steps that you'll take to reach your goals and answer any questions that you may have along the way. So the program starts with the employment readiness classes. This is a 2-week-long program starting on a Monday, and graduation is the following Friday. And this program goes over things such as filling out applications, interviews, meeting skills to get you employment ready. Also, once you graduate, the following Monday is networking. In networking, you discuss job leads, and it is a professional setting, so we do ask you show up 15 minutes early as well as dress professionally, because there is the chance that there could be potential employers that are present during networking. So after the employment readiness class, we do offer a Working Smart program, which is a 3-week program. It is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 1 to 4. Once you complete this program, you are given a job interview with the employer of your choice, and as well as lunches provided. So the Working Smart program basically works on your soft skills, so helping you to keep the job once you get it. So working on things such as time management, conflict resolutions, things like that. Also too, we have our C.C.T program, which helps with safe coping skills. They cover 25 different topics, and the facilitator can meet either individually or in groups as well. So with all that being said, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I don't have a car. Can you guys help me out with some transportation?
So we do offer transportation assistance. We do give our clients bus passes.
Okay.
Okay, so I do have 3 forms of paperwork that I'm going to have you fill out. This is the LifeWorks intake form. There's a front and back to that one. Also the agreement to receive services and the consent of release. Okay guys, so after your quick talks, once the client has filled out the LifeWorks intake form, we then have to enter this information into Salesforce. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Once again, this is front and back. I would advise you looking over this when you have time, because depending on the questions, you may be flipping back and forth. So that would just be to familiarize yourself with the intake form. But while in Salesforce, I already have everything filled out. So we're just gonna, I'm just gonna run through this with you here. So obviously their name, whether they're male or female. Also too, please note that anything that has a red line is required. So last name, date of birth, date of birth isn't required, but it's definitely nice to have, and then a social security number. So even if they don't list their social, something still has to be added in this slot. Now also too, since we just got finished doing the quick talk, they have not been assigned a client advisor. So notice this part here, we're not gonna have any name at this time. So over on this side, we just said that John Doe was not a veteran, so we don't have to worry about the discharge status. He does not have a car or a license, so we leave this blank. If the questions on the intake form was yes, you would just simply check those. So this part here would be if he's working with a social worker. If he's not, or if the client is not, you would leave that blank. And of course, this is just a drop down to say who entered the information, which of course we would put intern/volunteer. So the next part is the address. Once again, this is all from the intake form. So we put the address that he has listed or that the client has listed. Also on the intake form, this client just put that they lived with a friend. And in the notes, we just said that he was living with a friend for about 4 weeks. And then the contact information, this one we said mobile. And please keep in mind that all this was made up. So this isn't actually client's information. So we have the mobile number in there. There is places on the intake form that they can opt out of texting or email. And also too, if they provide an email, in this example, he didn't, but if they provide an email, you would put it in this slot here, personal email. So receiving Goodwill services, we would actually skip over this. This is not on the intake, or I say skip over it because it's not on the intake form. So this is actually, you would just find this information out by speaking with the client. Obviously, once we have that information, then we would be able to fill this out appropriately, but for the time being, we can just put no here. So, and then our next section is emergency contact. This is actually on the back of the intake form. So this client listed their mother as the contact, which is exactly who we have, the name, their number, the relationship. And if they do list an address for their emergency contact, you can put it in this slot right here. We just put the city and state. So also intake information, which is our next section, is also on the back of the intake form. This, and it's up near the top where it asks for services needed. The client can check any services that once again are needed. So we just select, based off the intake form, we select it, and I'll kind of show you. You just simply select the services that is needed and hit this little arrow, noticing that it moves it over to what has been chosen. But also too, type of public assistance, once again, is on the intake form. So in this particular example, we said food stamps and Medicaid. So the client did not list any other type of public assistance that was needed. So as long as we have these filled out, we can move on to background information. So referral type, this is important. We're still on the back of the intake form. And this client heard about us from the parole officer. So if they put anything down such as agency, you can put that in the referral type. I'll show you really quick. Bear with me. So community agency, and then this referral type subcategory, you can then pick with the agency such as Hope Haven, or if they heard about us from a shelter, things like that. And also, and you can type in the comments, parole officer. So education level, we move back to the front of the intake form. It is in the middle section here. So we just put that he just completed 12 years of school. He did not graduate, does not have a GED. He's not currently enrolled in any classes or any schooling now. So right here, we just put that he's completed 12 years of school. Once again, no GED, no high school graduate. And when we move down, we're now in the help information. So we're gonna go to the back of the intake form again. So once again, stressing the importance of going ahead and looking over the intake form to familiarize yourself with where the questions are on the form that you're looking at. So we do know that because of the intake form that it has been an addict of heroin. So right here where it has mental health issues, notice that we've already chosen the addiction, and we would do it just like I showed you earlier. So let's just use anxiety as an example too. So we select that, hit our arrow, and it moves that over. And also too, this is where we point out that he was addicted to heroin. So right over here, because it was notated on the intake form, that he has been a participant in NA/AA, and I just put those in both the comments for mental health as well as substance abuse. Also on the intake form, you'll notice right here under health and well-being, it says that he does have diabetes. He is on metformin for that. So that is why I checked the physical health issues, and then in the comments put whether it was diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety, things like that. So next up is household information, and this is on the front, the number of children. So this client had 2. And on the intake form, it does specify how many children are under 18 versus how many are over, but notice in Salesforce, it just wants to know the total number. And then household income, this is on the back of the intake form. Most of these are going to be marked unknown. That's going to be the popular answer that is checked there. But if they do know what the income level is, you have different options that you can select. So moving back to the front of the intake form, the family member that has been incarcerated, this client does have a family member that has been incarcerated, so we hit yes, and then it's asking you who, and it was his father, so we would just select parent, hit our little arrow, and it moves it over to chosen. So right here where it says criminal history and incarceration type, these are questions that the client answers on the intake form. So whether they have been convicted of a violent crime and or have a drug offense. So that's where we get these 2 from. And also it asks the client where they've been incarcerated at. So that's where we get that information from as well. And once again, we just simply hit our option and hit our arrow, and it moves it over. And you can do the reverse of that as well, move it back. And so we've already gone over family information. The pre-test as well as post-test score, you do not have to worry about that. So once you finish filling out the Salesforce, I'm not gonna do it now, because once again, this was just a makeup test client, but you would hit save here. Okay, so today we're gonna introduce you to the staff. They're gonna tell you their name, how they got started with C.C.T, and their current role here.
Hi, I'm Sharina Richard. I came to C.C.T through way of a friend who referred me. She works at Goodwill. I'm a client advisor, also a facilitator. I facilitate some of the employment readiness classes. I also facilitate the Working Smart curriculum.
That makes me next. I'm Terry Marlowe, and I came to C.C.T through a friend letting me know that there was a brand new program being started. It's called the FIT program. I'm a community health worker, and I'll be working with incarcerated individuals coming out, being released with chronic health problems.
Hi, I'm Truletta Banks. I'm a client advisor / facilitator here at C.C.T. I started off as a client, intern, and now I'm a full-time employee.
Hi, my name is Eric Ortega. I am the LifeWorks Program Director. As somebody with a criminal record, when I moved to Charlotte, I sought out an agency that provided services for people with criminal records, and I've been here since.
Hi, I'm Kevin Walsh, and I'm the Senior Client Advisor and Workforce Coordinator for Center for Community Transitions. I first started out here as an intern and then volunteered and then turned into a full-time job.
Okay, my name is Jerome Gaiman. I am the workforce developer for the organization. I started out here as a volunteer and enjoyed the clientele as well as the staff, and came on board as the workforce developer. Now my main job is to be liaison between the clients and the employers as far as employment.
Hi, I'm Michael Parks, program assistant here. I started out as an intern and have since been here full time.
I'm Fred Lorenz, and my journey was I was a lawyer for 35 years doing business litigation, and I was a pastor of a Presbyterian church for 9. And I transitioned from that to more walking the talk, trying to be more of a servant. This was not on my radar screen, so I would say what brought me here was God just put this on my heart somehow, and I ended up here. And so I'm a client advisor. I facilitate LifeWorks classes. I facilitate Working Smart classes, and I assist Jerome in doing job development.